took it to Congo, set up, negotiate with the government, because the governments in Africa are demonic. You go to help them, they will drive you. But say, no matter what it costs us, we are going to develop the roads in Kenya, in Congo. We are going to build schools for them. We are going to build their hospitals. We are going to give them power. We are going to build industries. We are going to empower their women and their young men. What will happen to the world? But you know what people do with that kind of money? It's a status symbol. We are number one. So your number one should not be in what you keep. It should be in what you are doing for people. I know when I talk about Apple, you are happy. But you and I have 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, 5 million, 500,000 in the bank. And our brothers, the same blood and us, are looking for 10,000 naira. They are looking for 10,000 naira. We can't give them, because we are saving it for something. So Apple and us are the same. 5 people in Nigeria have enough money to remove over 112 million people from poverty. There are over 112 million Nigerians living below the poverty level. There are 5 people in Nigeria who have collectively $29.9 billion. Now the research says, don't say whoa, because what you have to can take somebody out of poverty. Your 10,000 naira can take somebody to the hospital, pay somebody's school fees, but you have kept it because you think it's yours. These 5 people, it will take 42 years for each of them, spending 1 million naira every day for their money to finish. You can take that away. No, leave it, just leave it, just leave it. Oh, that means that the people are not seeing me in the other churches. Okay, take it off, because you want to see your communicator. I'm sorry, churches, sorry. Forgive me. Sometimes I get so passionate and dogmatic. Pray for me. I'm not totally born again yet. I'm still being born again. Sorry, they were just hearing my voice. So if they took their monies together, we need 24 point something billion to get everybody out of poverty. Imagine what will happen to Dangote, Adenuga, Alakija, and the rest, the 2 other ones. What will happen to them if they decide, you know what, let us sit on this power problem ourselves, 5 of us. Let us sit on this hospital. I was reading in Singapore, there are 7 point something million people. They have 17 private hospitals and 47 general hospitals. You didn't hear me? They have the highest life expectancy in the world. I was shocked that in Israel and Australia and so on, their average lifespan is 83 point something. Ours is 45 and 44. Imagine if these people decide we are going to change the fate of Nigeria. They can. But see, they need it to be called everywhere as the richest woman in the world, in Nigeria, the richest man in Africa, and all that. I don't want that anymore in my life. I don't want them to say Family Worship Center is a rich church. I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm not doing it again. No. There is enough wealth in the world for everyone, but most of it is in the hands of a very few people who keep it as a status symbol. What will happen if they all decided to keep just 10%? Dangote has about 14 point something billion. 10% is $1.4 billion. If he decides to keep that and give away the rest, what will happen to him? Happiness and joy. It's the same thing. If you give away the money in your account and keep just enough to keep yourself, it will shock you how happy you will be and how different the world will be. So 2 white guys found out that by increasing the price they were paying for the cocoa in Côte d'Ivoire, the people's income increased by 10%. But they decided to be generous. They decided to teach the farmers new farming techniques and how to increase their crops, and their crops increased by 300%. Their income increased by 300%. Is that not generosity? See, there are some of us, we have to keep our business secrets to ourselves so that we can be the boss. Whereas if you call 10 women, for instance, as a caterer and taught them the skills, they will prosper. You have given, you also will prosper. There's a company in America that deals with children's things. They employ mothers to work for them. The women can bring their children to work, and as they are working in the office, the children are following them like they follow them in the kitchen. And it's okay. When the women's children are sick, they can stay at home. And I'm turning your mind, like I've turned my own mind. When they come to work, they have yoga classes that the company pays for. Yoga just relaxes, it stretches. Not the religious part, just the exercise part. By the way, I do yoga, I like it. It healed my toe, just by standing on my toe and doing some crazy things. Man, sitting on the wall for like 12 minutes, you will sweat. Anyway, and then they have spa days for the women. You know what happened? Because the company cared so much for the women, they decided to, after work, after doing the office one, they now decided to have home parties where they call women together and sell the products to them. So the sales of the company tripled in 1 year by generosity. So I am completely sold out on creating abundance for others. Looking at that, I decided to make some changes in this ministry. I'm planning, by the grace of God, to feed all our staff breakfast and lunch every day they come to work. I don't know when it will start, but soon, very, very soon. I said to myself, for instance, we are, at the end of the year, we may have 50 million, 60 million that I used to buy land. We have bought land all over this country. I've decided to not buy that land anymore. Give it to the people, empower the people. So I've decided, by the grace of God, I don't know when it will start, we are going to feed the staff, lunch, breakfast, the breakfast, even if it's just tea and bread, it's enough. And then you eat your rice, a bayam or something in the afternoon, you go home and sleep quietly. We have helped. Give them, I'm going to set aside a certain amount of money every year. I will give no interest loans for people to buy cars, buy anything. I decided that. I'm going to bring exercise opportunities here for staff to just have fun. Have fun. And then I'm trusting God that we are going to build houses. I don't know how it will work, but I'm going to do it. I have changed my mode of ministry, of pastoring, that I'm going to give back the money to the people rather than buying and building things. And I trust that as we give, it shall also be given to us. Now let me tell you the one that concerns you. I'm trusting God that very soon we will have tents here on Sunday, whereby people can go and eat breakfast. When you come to church and you don't have it at home, you can eat breakfast here, and after second service they will eat food there and go home. It's going to cost lots. I mean, I just sat down and did a mental calculation. By the time you feed only RFA staff, they are about 200. You feed them 180 something. You feed them 1,500 every day. By the end of the year, you will spend about 35 million. We have it. We can do it. We can do it. If I set aside 50 million for when the 50 million finishes, we wait till next year and start collecting from no interest at all, nothing. I give you 50,000, you give me 50,000 back. So that's why I said something is about to happen to us. And then you come to church, you feel your tummy, especially young men who are not working and all. I know it will be a crisis. I don't know how it will work in the branches yet. I'm just talking about we have branch for now. It will spread eventually. I don't know how. God will provide for it. The people followed Jesus Christ and he fed them. He fed 5,000. He fed the people. We should do the same as a church. We can do the same. Somebody ought to clap unto the Lord. Hallelujah. So we must all go out there and make the decision to become a benefit person. That I am benefiting people. I want you to be a benefit family, a benefit spouse, a benefiting wife. You benefit your husband, benefit your wife. Over the week, somebody in my family had a need. And I was supposed to bring the money, but I didn't have it. I have a certain money that I need to do something with at the end of the month. An obligation I already have. So while praying Tuesday morning, the Spirit of the Lord said to me, put this on your family platform and ask that everybody should contribute for that need. And I started. It was a need of 980,000. I said, family, this is what God is leading me, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm going to give 330,000. I took out the fraction at the end. So that left us with 600,000. In less than 10 minutes, one person said, I'm giving 200. Another person said, and that person paid immediately by telephone. Another person said, I'm giving 100. Another person said, I'm giving 250. Another person said 100. By the end of the day, I raised 1,170,000 from our family. I want to tell you the power in cooperation, in unity, in generosity. Alone I couldn't do it. Together we could do it. So your platforms are supposed to be for good, for empowering people. You say, today is this person's birthday. Let's just give 5,000, 1,000. It's better than saying we don't have. And when we do that, more will come to us. So if we give you 5,000, next time we give the person 5,000, nobody will lack. It may not be 50,000 or 500,000, but it's a little something to say we care. In that giving that day, somebody in the family gave 10,000. Somebody we didn't expect. And his 10,000 was more than my 350. Because we normally chip in for him. He gave 10,000. Another person gave 30,000. It's the spirit of generosity. So that's what the platform is supposed to be. Not to be fighting and quarreling and it is to do good for one another. Or else cancel that platform. If that platform is not making you or helping you, kill it. Kill it. If it is for fighting and all, kill it. But it must be for good. As a benefiting family, you must say, what can our family do for one another? There are people in your family who are broke, who don't have jobs, who don't have anything, but you have discountenanced them and said they are not serious. Really? The person is not serious at 40, 50, 60 years? No, they just need us to come together and carry them. Because we are better together strong than just one of us strong. We must be a benefiting couple. You must wake up every day. What can I do for this woman who has delivered 3 children, 4 children for me? What can I do for this woman who is always on her feet? What can I do for this my husband to tell him I'm grateful for how he has helped me? Rather than every day. Are you not tired? And you know that complaining every day makes you old and ugly and ugly. You put makeup, you don't look nice because your spirit is not good. Beauty comes from the inside. Joy comes from the inside. Peace comes from the inside. You see a beautiful lady, check her life. It's coming from outside. It's not because of money. So every day you're complaining, do something different. Become a benefiting person. Be somebody that when your family members see your phone call or see your text, is good news. There are some people, when you just see their message, it brings a smile, an automatic smile. And then there are some people, you will leave their message for 2 days and not read it. Because you know it's bad news. May you not be one of those in Jesus' name. Yeah. I am preaching good whether you like it or not. I am feeling good. I know that this is the word of the Lord. I know that this is the word of the Lord. You must be a benefiting family. Benefit other people. Benefit your cousins. Be a benefiting organization. See what I've decided to do for FMI. Do in the small organization you have. Some of you, People are cooking. They are your staff. They are cooks, but they can't put anything in their mouth. You say if you leave them, they will eat it all. No, let them eat. After a while, the rice will come out through their nose. They won't want to see it again. They won't want to see the meat. You must be a giving person. People are working for you. They don't even know what the product you are producing. They don't know how it tastes. They don't know what it feels like to wear it. Because you say you pay them. How much do you pay them? How much is your salary? And you know what? Everybody knows what you are making. They know. They may not know the exact amount, but they know that there's money here. And God, see, I have always told you that you are where you are as a trust. That God put you there because He trusted that if He could put you there, you would take care of the people around you. It was not for you to be a boss and be a mazi and be a big and be the number one person. The greatest people are people who make other people great. So as I close, I know we must think generosity all the time. Resolve any issue we encounter through generosity. So the person offends you, be generous. The person annoys you, be generous. The person deserves to be smitten and stricken, bless them. Somebody comes to you asking for something, don't let them go empty-handed. Give them something. You may not give them all. There are some people in this church, when they are doing something, everybody comes. Because they go for everybody's thing. People give to them. When Zibri's wife was saying that they gave to them, it's not a fantastic testimony to me. Because they give to everybody. So they're only collecting what is due them. I know that this is not a popular thing to say, but I will say it because it's the truth. And I fear nobody. There are some weddings you will see every pastor. It's because the parents give the pastors offerings. What you give to, you attract. People who give attract. The Bible says your gift will make room for you. You say, Pastor, I've been here for 20 years. You have never given me anything. Like, seriously, what have you given me? No, let's talk. And you, church, how many of you know I don't need anything? That I'm not preaching because I need something. How many of you believe I'm preaching because I don't need something? Good. Now, how many of you think I'm preaching because I want something? Raise up your hand now. Let me see what I will show you. No, I was just kidding. The easiest way to get into somebody's heart is through gifts. Because where your treasure is, there is your heart. Don't tell me you love me, love me, love me. I've never seen shishi from you. Somebody can come to Family Worship Center in 1 week. They are standing here and I'm laughing with them. Because they tore one piece of paper and wrote a figure on it and gave me. Now, that does not mean that I love people only because they give me gifts. I love many people who have never given me anything. But I'm just teaching you how to survive in life. How to survive. Your boss is always, is angry with you. What have you ever given your boss? What have you ever said? What good thing have you said to him or to her? He said she prefers these people, she prefers that people. No. He said you like only rich people. They like only rich people. No, that is a spirit of scarcity. If they like rich people or give, you give also. I'm teaching you no pastor will teach you this. I can only teach you it because I don't need anything from you. And because I want you to prosper. You say they are always picking this person to sing because she has money. No, she's just a generous person. And the generous person will abound. A complaining, angry, sour person, you will drive away everything from you. Am I teaching anybody anything this morning? Say my mother likes that person more than all of us because he gives money. Give the little money you have. Your mother knows everybody's capacity. If Edward can give 1 million and Sister Nana can give 200,000 and Yakubu can give 150, is the same to the mother in the mother's eyes. Edward or Nana is not better than Yakubu, because Mama Yakubu's mother knows that he's a pastor and he lives on. So everybody according to his grace. Generosity. So never sacrifice the opportunity to benefit others because of what it will cost you. I want you to know that money is not everything. So design your life, your business, your days. Wake up every day and put generosity on your to-do list. Put generosity. What am I going to on your to-do list? Every day, plan to be generous. One of Disney's policy is own the customer's problem until you resolve it. I need to say that again. Own the customer's problem until you resolve it. Own the care group member's problem until you resolve it. Own the employee's problem until you resolve it. Own your family members' problems until you resolve it. Own your wife's problem until you resolve it. Own your husband's problem until you resolve it. The world will be a different place. There is nobody Jesus met who came to Jesus for something that Jesus said go. He owned their problem until he resolved it. So build time in the day to help people, help your parents, help your siblings, help care group members, church members, colleagues, friends, help strangers. I want you to know that we all must define and decide what is enough. If you don't decide what is enough, you will keep thinking you need more. But when you decide that you have enough, then you can give your excesses to other people. We can all decide to have something to give on a daily basis. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a material thing. Please listen to me. It can be love, it can be kindness, we can give time, we can give talent. We need musicians, we need instrumentalists, we need singers. I want to see a 200-man choir in this church. We need singers. Give your time. And it is not everything you do that you must be paid for. Please. You can give understanding, give compassion, give support, give forgiveness. Amen? And in closing, I'm done. Elhira, play that tape for me. The TEDx one. Did you get it? I hope you got it. Okay. I pray so. Pray so. Good. Is it the one I sent you?
Good evening.
Yes. Turn off the light a little bit.
My name is Matt Cohn, and the title of my TED Talk tonight is The Abundance Model. It was about a year ago this month, I attended a 10-day personal development workshop. I'd completed a long career in business, helping many of the larger US banks get online and do internet banking. My kids had recently gone off to college, my partner and I had parted ways, and I'm sitting in this development workshop trying to find meaning in life. The teachers of this workshop claimed that humans could dramatically shift the planet if we could accomplish two things. They said if we could increase our ability to openly and freely express our love for one another, and two, if we could adopt what they called an abundant mindset. Abundance is a state of mind. It's a belief that in this moment, all of my needs are being cared for and taken care of, and I have confidence that the future will be the same. In practicing what I call the abundance model, I was able to train my mind to see abundance today and also to begin to more freely, openly share my love for other people. And what abundance brought to me was I spent a great deal of time in a country called Nepal. The Nepali people, by Western standards, have very little. We think about them as impoverished people. But the Nepalis live very close to the land, and they live with what I call an abundant mindset. They believe in the notion that this too shall pass, and that possessing an overflowing cup can bring happiness. Now, conversely, here in the West, many of us live with what I call a scarcity mindset. About 75% of us live paycheck to paycheck, acquire credit card debt, or potentially have great wealth, but we have fear that that wealth won't last. Our culture teaches us scarcity. We're taught to work hard, we're taught to save money, and we're taught to save for life's unexpected expenses. This makes it very, very difficult to possess an overflowing cup. Now, during this personal workshop, something came to me that 1 in 4 of you is going to get excited about, and 3 or 4 of you are going to think I'm actually crazy. But here goes. The notion of the abundance model is that 70% of the resources that I actually received are used for my own personal purposes. And 30% are actually intended for me to flow to areas outside of my own personal interest. I call them causes, people, and magic. Let me explain these buckets that can accept overflowing resources that come to me. The first is causes. The abundance model says it's very important that each human adopt a cause on the planet that we feel passionate to support with our own finances as well as our own personal time. Examples of causes would be supporting the environment, underprivileged, or perhaps supporting your alma mater. The cause that I've been passionate about over the last few years has been education in Nepal. A group of us formed an organization called Karma Flights, where we raised money through the sport of paragliding to support local schools in Nepal. It's been an amazing project, and it's been a very passionate process for me to be able to invest in this causes area. The second part of the abundance model is people. What it says is as we walk a path of life, we're going to meet inspiring people that have passions and talents, but may in fact need mentorship or investment to reach their full potential. An example of a person in my life that I've invested in is a gentleman named Sri Thapa. He's a 26-year-old Nepali boy, teaches meditation and yoga in his village in Nepal. When I first met Sri, he would not stop talking about his dream for flying. Every time, fly this, I want to fly this, he couldn't stop talking about his dream for flying. And it became very clear to me that he had great potential to become a tandem pilot and actually raise money for himself in his village if he could attain that. So over the last year, I've helped him, and other people have helped him, raise the required funds for flying licenses, as well as to be able to acquire equipment. And next month, he's sitting for his commercial tandem license. The third area of the abundance model, or 10% of money, goes into something called magic. This one's actually a lot of fun. And the practice of magic says that the universe is in fact magical, and if we can become a partner with magic, we'll receive magic back into our lives. An example of magic that inspired me were the parking fairies of New York City. This is a group of individuals that pool their resources together and on their lunch breaks go out and pay for parking meters for cars that are about to be expired. Interestingly, New York City actually made this illegal, but this group banded together and actually does this in a stealth way. Another example of magic would be seeing a couple on their first date in a restaurant, going in and secretly paying for their bill and leaving before they could see who paid for it. Now, the theory behind magic and the abundance model is if I can in fact participate in magic and create magic in the world, magic will flow back to me in my experience. Now, in practicing the abundance model, what I found is the easiest thing to do is set up 4 online checking accounts. I have one called Personal, People, Causes, and Magic. And if I take in a check of $1,000 into my personal account, I simply do a 10% transfer to the other 3 accounts. This makes it very easy to start accumulating resources, and then find causes, people, and magic to invest in. Now here's the really cool part. The theory was when I was given this idea for the abundance model, was there was a belief that if I practiced abundance, more abundance would flow to me. So at first this was a little difficult, right? You take a 30% pay cut, and you start living on 70% of what you originally took in. But over the course of the first 6 months that I started to practice this, very interesting things started to happen in my life. I became a lot more interesting at parties. I had very interesting things to say. About 3 months into practicing this, I was offered a new job, paying an obscene amount of money. I actually had to think twice about it because I wasn't quite sure I was going to flow all those additional resources. But I accepted the job. And as I started to do this, more and more people started to come to me and wanting to talk about abundance. It was actually quite magical. So, The question is, if practicing this and abundance starts to flow to you, why would this work? I believe strongly in the notion of what's called the law of attraction, that like attracts like, and abundance attracts abundance. So I guess the question for all of us is, would you be willing to give this a try? For 3 months, would you consider flowing 30% of your additional resources to areas outside of yourself? My belief is that if you did, some magic might start to occur within your life and those around you. And they say when you open up to abundance, all you really have to lose is scarcity. Thank you very much.